suburbia.
Period.
And now just a little bit more.
Be careful I wouldn't like this because there's not like a stand. No, go for it. And I like edit and stuff, so I'm thinking like. Do you need a tripod? If you have one, I have a tripod.
All right. So perimeter has been blessed.
The left shoulder, doesn't matter?
Usually it's over the left shoulder.
At night is when all the spirits come out, like when it's nice and dark. Like this town is like very deeply haunted, and like anywhere you go, especially in America, like there's going to be spirits. Like there's a cow farm, there's cows out there. It's
Hi, my name is Kat. I'm a friend
Sorry.
of Nichelle from our day job.
Oh.
I'm a painter and an illustrator. That's under a different name. Work is work. You gotta cut a check. I don't hate what I do. It's funny. These neighbors have a motion sensor light, and I actually don't know if it's been triggered by a ghost now that I'm thinking about it. I've only lived where I live now for about 6 years. Before that, I was living in a different house, and I know for a fact that that house was built in 1899, which is a year before that the town was established. So I just know too much about like local lore and local history, but the plot of land that my house used to be on was adjacent to this property called not to like dox myself, I guess you can edit that any details out.
Yeah.
But so there was just always like weird shit happening in there. When I lived there, this one time my family and I were coming home from some event, and we had to take the dogs for a walk, and I had to have been like 15, which made my brother like 13. So I walk into the house, and the way that the house was set up is you have stairs, and then at the bottom of the stairs was the entrance to the sunroom, which was the front door, like how you get in and out of the house. So I'm walking in, and I see from the back door, and I see my brother go up the stairs, and I'm thinking, motherfucker, like, where are you going? We have to take out the dog. Like, you think you can like escape chores by running? Not on my watch. So I march my ass down to the bottom of the stairs to begin to scream up like, Jose, get your ass down here. And in that exact moment, the door opens behind me, and my brother is on the other side of the door, and he was going to say the same thing and be like, Catherine, get your ass down here, because we both saw the same thing go up the stairs. Like, if I'm here and you're here, then who the fuck was that?
That's creepy.
It was somebody like running with their head down like this.
Oh no.
And they had a maroon shirt, a maroon short sleeve shirt and black pants. And I was like, at what point did he change into that? It was enough like similar in like size and build to my brother that it was a reasonable assumption for me to be like, oh my god, he's like trying to ditch chores, you know what I mean?
Crazy.
So we told our parents, and we were like, somebody might be upstairs. And they were like, bruh. My dad, rather than call the police or something, my dad just takes a kitchen knife and goes upstairs. And he's like, there's nobody here, so we can just relax now. And I'm like, oh cool, we're just gonna pretend, we're just gonna ignore that.
Ignore the numbers. I have dyscalculia. If the numbers don't add up, it's not because I'm lying. It's because I'm autistic, and like, numbers don't compute the way they should in my brain.
It was nope, like the rest of my family hadn't quite moved in yet, so it must have been the winter of 2020. So it was me, my grandpa, and my uncle, and I didn't have any furniture in what would be my room at all because we weren't we hadn't moved in yet. But my mom had her bed in her room, so she was like, that's where you will sleep while you're quarantining. And I swear to God, every fucking night there was just this like ghost of this old like old white lady. She was crinkled like a paper bag. She had these like eyes that were like, I don't know how to describe it, just wrong, just so reflective. And she was a babushka, so she like had a scarf, like those like scarves that old ladies wear, and she was just like dressed in like just black, kind of like for example, my grandpa's mom in Spain, when his father died, she just wore black for the rest of her life.
Oh my god.
It's just old country. That's kind of the vibe that this like spirit gave me. But it freaked me the fuck out, and she did not understand boundaries. This ghost would just like the world's fastest snail just come towards. You good? And she really scared the hell out of me. Like a couple of times I had to call my friends and be like, do you guys see this? And of course it's like FaceTime and I'm not showing them. I'm just like, ah! And they were like, no, Cat, One
was like, have you always been able to see ghosts? Or...
Yeah.
When was like your
That time.
earliest memory, or like,
Like,
and was it scary?
I
Or
don't think so. To me, like, seeing ghosts, like, that's why I wish I could just, like, give you my eyes and be like, I wish you could see the world through my lens, because it's like, they're just part of the environment to me. And, like, when I get caught off guard, it's just, like, it's the same as, like, oh, there's some rando there who wasn't there, like, 30 seconds ago. That would scare anybody, you know?
has it ever been like a figure, or like just like blackness?
It's different types, like, have different presentations, I guess. Like, sometimes you see, like, the shadow people, I call them the shades, and they just, like,
The shade?
yeah, and the shades just, like, they just, like, running back and forth across the street. And, like, you always see it, like, you see the shadows, like, on the floor, like, casted by, like, the street lights. So it's, like, kind of a weird, like, thing, but they don't really do anything. They just kind of, like, move around. Sometimes they have, like, a blue tint to them, so they just look like a person, but, like, kind of, like, wrong. Sometimes I just, like, see just, like, an outline, but, like, detail. It's not really consistent. When I'm alone with people, it does not matter at all. When I first saw the ghost that hangs out on that stairs, who's, like, graphic warning, but, like, he just had, like, a crazy, like, bullet exit wound outside the side of his face. So he was, like, I saw him, and I was sitting in a group of my friends with my sister and with other people. And so I happened to just do one of these and, like, look off to the side, and I saw him, like, right here.
Oh my god.
And I screamed and freaked out, and then my sister looked, and my sister was like, what the fuck is that? And my other friends got up, and they were like, what'd you see? What happened? And I'm like, nobody else saw that. And I was getting pissed off, because I was like, you guys are gaslighting me. The other night, my siblings and I were out here just kind of shooting the shit, and my sister hears a little girl go, hello? You'll notice there's a street right there. So, like, some people would assume, like, but I heard it too, but, like, it sounded like the girl was, like, right under the stairs. The babushka, my mom and my sister actually saw her, and my mom did a blessing on the house, and we haven't seen her since. That freaks me out, because I'm like, what the hell was that?
Oh my god.
That Christianity banished it. And she was deeply unsettling. Like, she scared me. It's not even like oh, you might see a figure in the dark. Like, I was trying to read, and I had my lamp on. And, like, I'm a gay little aloe plant. I love my lights. I love, like, blasting my corneas with, like 50 billion watts of light, you know? So when I see these things, usually it's quite clear. It's either in the light of day, or, like, there's lamps or something.
I think I might benefit from just turning into a Christmas tree one day. I don't think that is possible.
When I'm here in the house by myself,
Oh my
which
God,
is
oh my God.
very, very rare. When I was quarantining, like, I was like, I need somebody to be in the house with me, because it was freaking me out. There were just, like, doors opening and closing, footsteps, like, and because nobody had lived in the house, you could, like, there were 3 people, and, like, they hadn't really started moving, so there weren't, like, curtains. So you would hear, like, footsteps on the tile, and I'm like, hello.
Like, for me, my experiences, like, they're not clear enough. Like, I don't really remember them. Maybe I trauma blocked them because they're really scary.
Yeah.
But one of my most, like, physical, like, ones was I was home alone. I didn't know I was home. Well, I knew I was home alone, but I was in my bedroom. I'm sitting there, I'm doing my thing. I swear to God, I hear my dad and his girlfriend come in, set the groceries down. Like, the whole house, like, comes alive like how it normally does when people come home.
Yeah.
And then I hear, like, Nichelle, like, and I'm like, oh shit, okay, let me come down and help with the fucking groceries. This bitch is gonna make me slave because she hates me. So I bolt out the room, I start going down the steps, and when I just get to the edge of the steps where you can see, like, the kitchen, and finally it, like, reveals the rest of the house, and it's just empty. And, like, my heart just drops, because it's like, it was such a weird, and it's like, yeah, I could have misheard and be like, oh, whatever, but it was like that weird silent dropping feeling of being watched, quietness that, like, caught me so off guard.
My room is, like, one of the smallest in the house. I don't think it was intended to be a room, low-key, but, like, sometimes I'm just, like, in my room, laying, like, in my bed, and sometimes I just feel, like, something in my window, and it is genuinely terrifying. Sometimes there's just, like, a light that appears, like, on my wall, and I still to this day can't figure out where it's coming from.
Like, in my friend's, like, second floor apartment, and I see a face in the window, and I'm like, hi, the fuck is that?
And then the other story I have is me and my sister were laying down, And my thing is always like I'm about to fall asleep. Like
Yeah.
2 of them are like I'm about to fall asleep. My boyfriend said maybe I have sleep paralysis, like maybe. Like,
Oh my god, sleep paralysis.
But also I never feel like I can't move, you know. But I never try to move. I used to live in this like neighborhood called Quail Hollow. It was so iconic because we had a pool. It was like pear shaped and it was like an in-ground pool. So
I
it was kind of
love that.
bougie, right?
Did your house have the pool, or it was just like the community pool? Our house had the pool.
What was I? Oh yeah, I lived in Quail Hollow, the house with the pool. And me and my sister, we shared a room. We had 2 twin beds. It was like crazy. So it was like this weird day where the house felt like really dark for some reason, like dark, empty, everybody was gone. So then me and my sister, we kind of like went into the room and started to fall asleep. But I don't know why. I don't know if it's like the, what is it called? The feng shui of the building or the way it was built or how.
Yeah.
But once it got dark, like the whole energy in the house would always just feel like fucking terrible, like weird as shit. And like we had a lot of wooden floors, so everything would be like creaky and then my stepmom was fucking crazy OCD clean, so everything's like OCD magazine. We don't even live there clean. So it's like an empty, clean, quiet, dark, like scary
Very sterile.
house. Yeah, it gave sterile, cold, like just like parts of the house where a ghost would want to hide. If I was a ghost, I would fucking hide there, type shit. So then me and my sister were like laying in the bed, and she's like falling asleep, and I'm falling asleep, and like I don't know why, I don't know what. It was like such a flash, but we both like we saw like this gray figure thing. I don't even know. I don't even think I saw eyes or lips or mouth. I think I just say gray face because it looked like maybe the head of something. But it was like just like over us, like just like leaning over us. I can't remember if I or my sister, but one of us let out a little scream. So I'm like, wait, like. So then I was like, oh my god, I just saw like my sister like covered my eyes. And then when we opened our eyes, we both saw the same thing. It was like some gray thing, like towering, like over us.
Nah,
just like it was fucking
absolutely
weird.
not.
Such a weird fucking thing.
Yeah.
The fact that she saw it too was like such a weird, like, how do you debunk that? Like 2 people seeing the same thing.
Yeah. There's a couple times where my siblings and I have both seen the same things. Like that was with Jose, the first ghost, but Jack, who is my youngest sibling. One time we were like in our kitchen, and to get upstairs to our room you had to walk through the kitchen into the dining room and then kind of out and up the stairs. And so my sister and I are walking out of the
In the kitchen, going up.
like can't have shit in Detroit, man. Jack and I were walking out of the kitchen, and in the dining room we both saw this dude who was like, I guess late 20s, I have no fucking clue, but he was like this on the table. He had dark, like greasy, like hair, and he was short, and he was wearing like a black, like tank top, like not tank top, t-shirt, and black pants. And when he looked up, he had no eyes, not shit there, just void between the two. And my sister and I screamed and got the hell out of there. We both saw it.
What, like
There was a couple of ghosts in that house that didn't have eyes. We named him Henry. He just looked like a Henry, I guess. Like, no shade to the Henrys out there. I'm sure you guys have beautiful eyes. This one just didn't.
I want to hear more about the babushka.
The babushka? I have paintings of the ghosts that I see. Like Mr. Frank, like I have a painting of him. My mission statement, or like something I live by rather, is I'm not trying to show you a photograph, I'm trying to show you a feeling. But like painting is like the only way that I can like articulate whatever the hell is going on. Earlier you asked like, oh, what was your first like ghost memory? And I didn't realize that this would become the first one for many, many years, for almost 20 years. I had no idea, because my mom and I were talking, and she mentioned when her grandpa died, so my great-grandpa, her mom's dad. And she was like, yeah, but he died sometime in the 90s. And again, I was like, not true, I met him. And my mom was like, how? This conversation happened like a couple months ago. This was like kind of a recent realization. I was like, okay, well, what was he like? Like, what the fuck? Like, elaborate. Like, because he's been dead for some time. Remember is I was sitting on like the arm of the couch at my grandparents' house where he lived, like with them. Culturally, you don't put your family in like a long-term care. I don't subscribe to that. I'm in the camp of do whatever is best for that family member. But in this case, he was totally fine living with them. You know, he was lucid, he was ambulatory, he helped out around the house, and just old-ass Cuban man. So the way that it was set up was like 2 sofas across from each other, and then the recliner. And I was sat on the arm of the sofa, and he was sat on the recliner, and he had his cane and his hat. He was like this, like, I guess there were people talking in the other corner, possibly my parents, possibly my grandparents. By this point, like, my brother had to have been like a baby, because I was like 4 or 5 when this happened. He was like just chilling there, and then he looks at me and he smiles and he goes, and I assumed it was because of the language barrier and because he was like 1,000 years old.
Oh my God.
And then he disappeared and nobody ever talked about him.
Oh.
So then my mom was like, no, that is not what happened. But my mom does say when I was 3 years old, I would just be like running around the house, like playing tag with something. And it's normal and well documented for children to have imaginary friends. But like, there's just something, I guess, weird about the way that I was playing. So my mom was like, who the hell are you talking to? And I was like, the old man. And she was like, why are you playing with an old man? And I was like,
I don't know, he's, like, do you not see it? Like, bro, like...
My mom, shows me a picture of my great-grandfather and goes, do you know who this is? And apparently my response was, yeah, that's my friend.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I was 3 years old.
Friend is crazy.
So, like, I guess, again, it's just, he was a part of the environment. He was just kind of there. And, like...
Oh my gosh.
As of recording, it's June 7th, 2026. And scientists still don't know why we dream. Dreams, nighttime, veil is thin, you walk back and forth between it. So, like, there's certain, like, superstitious, like, dream superstitions I have, where it's like, I know that I can lucid dream, and the way that I know I can lucid dream is by, there's something in the dream that tells me this is not real, and sometimes it's, like, something not only innocuous, but also possible. That lady, that's Rigatoni's family. The puppy.
Oh, you said that lady? I don't know why.
No, yeah, you weren't expecting me to be talking about the woman with the little dog. Yeah, so the dreams. Like last night, for example, I had a dream and everything was going normal. It was a totally like reasonable dream. And then at some point in the dream, Lisa goes, right, cat? And for those who don't know, this is the sign in ASL for spider.
Huh.
And I'm hard of hearing, and I've been learning sign language. And sometimes at work I'll do like, oh, random sign of the day. So I showed them at work, oh, it's spider. And Lisa goes, how do you remember all that? And she was like, I won't remember this, cat. And I'm like, totally fair, no hard feelings. Like, you're not learning sign language. I'm kind of imposing sign language on you. So in the dream, when she goes, right, cat? I was like, oh, I'm dreaming. And it's not because I doubt Lisa's ability to like recall detail. You know what I mean? It's nothing to do with Lisa. It's just like, that's what I mean, where I'm like, oh, it's something like not only innocuous, but possible. Yeah. Something about it just like, just kind of like knocks me out of the immersion. So one of the superstitions I have is that when somebody in your dreams gives you that feeling of being knocked out of, you know, whatever state you're in or whatever conversation you're in, when a person specifically you look at and you're like, you're not supposed to be here, that means that that person was thinking of you before they fell asleep. And I also love the idea that if you can't fall asleep, you're awake in somebody's dream. I genuinely believe this.